And good morning, I'm Tom DuHain.
Hello, I'm Alicia Malaby. It's Friday, August 27th. At the top of our Sunrise News this morning, the verdicts in the multiple murder trial of Dorothea Puente. A Monterey jury has found the former Sacramento landlady guilty of first-degree murder in 2 of the 9 counts she faced. Here's Channel 3's Mike Boyd with more.
Trial day 147. 64-year-old Dorothea Puente, unemotional, now knows that the jurors are deadlocked on 6 of 9 murder counts.
I'm now going to have the clerk read the verdicts. Ms. Betta, will you please read these verdicts and read them in the order in which I have?
Count 4, victim Leona Carpenter, found buried in the boarding house yard, not guilty of murder in the first degree. Then, Puente's hopes are dashed.
After title of court and cause, count 4. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Dorothea Montalvo Puente, guilty of the crime of murder in the second degree of Leona Carpenter, a lesser included offense of that charged in count 4 of the information. Verdict, count 5. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Dorothea Montalvo Puente, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree of Dorothy Miller, as charged in count 5 of the information. Verdict, count 7. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Dorothea Montalvo Puente, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree of Benjamin Fink, as charged in count 7 of the information. Special circumstance. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the special circumstance allegation that the defendant, Dorothea Montalvo Puente, did commit multiple murders, to wit, at least 1 crime of murder of the first degree and 1 or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be true.
The 3 victims named were all found buried in the boarding house yard in 1988. But of all of them, Ben Fink was mentioned most prominently in the trial. Puente became enraged with Ben's drinking bouts and said she would take him to her room to make him well. He was never seen again. Puente held back tears until she was out of the courtroom.
You know, it's disappointing. Dorothea is very upset, but the jury worked hard, diligent, and we're going to urge them to vote life without parole, and we think that's how this case should end up. Thank you.
How did Dorothea take the news, Peter? Could you tell us that?
Not real good. Not real good. She was crying.
I don't have any comments to make. Period.
You've got to be pleased, though.
I'm happy and relieved.
Puente will return to this courthouse about a month from now, where the same jury will consider her punishment for multiple murders. There are only 2 choices: life without the possibility of parole or death at San Quentin Prison. In Monterey, Mike Boyd, Channel 3 reports.
As Mike mentioned, on 6 of the 9 murder counts against Puente, the jury remained hopelessly deadlocked. With that, the judge declared a mistrial on those counts. The victims of the still undecided cases include Vera Martin, Bert Montoya, James Gallup, Betty Palmer, Ruth Moore, and Everson Gilmouth. On 4, the jury deadlocked 11-1, but there's no word yet on which way the panel was leading. And it's not known yet if the prosecutors plan to retry Puente for any of those murders. And in other news this morning, as for Puente's former neighborhood in downtown Sacramento, the verdicts in the case were the talk of the streets, and Channel 3's Kelly Brothers has more from 14th and F Streets.
I was really surprised.
Why is that?
I felt that each day that the verdict or the jury was out, I felt that it was in her favor, and I honestly thought that she would get off.
She should definitely get the death penalty because I know that she killed those people. She must have had help, but I know that she had killed those people.
Across the street at the Mirage, Dorothea's former watering hole, patrons spent the afternoon watching the court proceedings and talking about what the trial has done to their neighborhood.
I think it's turned into a circus. I mean, you know, we were, in fact, just today, I had some customers in here and we were talking about it, how the publicity of it all has just, you know, she's become, I mean, they made T-shirts, you know, about Dorothea.
I heard a lot of rumors about this lady, but I don't know if they're true or not.
Maria Orozco has heard the rumors as well. She lives in the actual boarding house, just above where the bodies were found.
But when you talk to people in the neighborhood, are they surprised that you live here?
Yeah, because why you live there? You're scared? No, because I don't see nothing.
This neighborhood has gained a large measure of notoriety since bodies were first dug up in the side yard of this home nearly 5 years ago. Cars still drive by very slowly, making sure they're looking at Dorothea's house. And for some tour buses, this home is a regular stop. In downtown Sacramento, Kelly Brothers, Channel 3 reports.